this week decide the Premier League title? Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today, welcome to my Game Week 33 Premier League predictions. It is a massive week in the Premier League, some big games to look forward to, and I think we all know the main one, City Arsenal. Could that game actually determine who will win the Premier League title come the 28th of May? But yeah, smash a like, subscribe, and if you don't like or subscribe, your team is going to lose. So do it now! Okay then, so the first game is happening at Molineux this evening, and it is Wolverhampton Wanderers against Crystal Palace. Two teams who have been doing quite well recently. They've been picking up points and they've been climbing away from the bottom three. And for me, I think these two teams are safe. I don't think neither Wolverhampton Wanderers or Crystal Palace will be getting relegated. Wolves have done well under Julian Lopetegui since he's came in. They haven't got some good results, but to be fair, they've got some good. They haven't got good results, but they then have got good results as well. Being teams like Tottenham. For Crystal Palace, Roy Hodgson, what a job he is doing at the moment. Palace did draw with Everton, though, a bit of a frustrating one there. Wolves, how do they get on, Wolves? Wolves lost against Leicester, which is, again, a bit of a disappointing result for them, considering Leicester and Everton are down there, fully down there, trying to run away from the bottom three, you could say. For me, I think this will be a good game. Two decent teams in Wolves and Palace. So for me, prediction, I'm going to go Wolves 2, Crystal Palace 2. Going to go with 2-2 draw. Alright then, so the next game is at Villa Park, and it is Aston Villa against Fulham. Now, of course, Villa, they did draw 1-1 against Brentford on Saturday. Not the best performance from Villa, if we have to be honest, but of course, Emiliano Martinez had to go off at half-time, and it was confirmed this morning. Apparently, Unai Emery has given the green light for Emi Martinez to start. I hope he starts, because he's in my FPL, and if he doesn't start, I'll be a bit annoyed about that. Fulham got a big win against Everton. 2 wins in a row now, considering they didn't win before the win against Everton at Goodison Park. It's going to be tough though for Fulham. Villa doing really well. Villa, they're fighting to get as high as possible, and you never know, Villa could finish in the top 4, but that's probably not going to happen. Probably the highest Villa could finish is maybe 5th, to be honest, because I can't see anyone overtaking Newcastle or Man United at the moment. But yeah, for me, I think Villa will win this, so I'm going to go Aston Villa 3, Fulham 0, 3-0 to Villa. Alright then, and we now move on to a big game in the relegation battle. Ellen Road, Leeds United versus Leicester City. Massive game. Big relegation scrap in West Yorkshire this evening. I'm looking forward to this game. I will be watching it. It's a big game. Leeds, they lost to Fulham. Leeds fans were not happy with the performance at full time at Craven Cottage, but Leicester got a massive win. And Leicester, that game against Wolves was a game they had to win, and they did. And again, tonight is a big chance and a big opportunity for Leicester to pick up 3 points. And for me, I think Leicester will pick up 3 points, even though Leeds, they're at home, Ellen Road, the fans will be behind them. But Leeds, they don't have a striker. They don't have a striker that scores goals every week, and the performances are just not really that good, are they? And Leicester, I know it's probably the same with them, but that win against Wolves was massive for them, and they'll be feeling confident coming into this game after that win against Wolves on the weekend. So for me, prediction, I'm going to go Leeds 1, Leicester 3, 3-1 to Leicester. Okay, but now we move on to tomorrow's games, and the first game tomorrow is Nottingham Forest against Brighton, 7:30 kickoff at the City Ground. This game could be decent-ish. Forest 3-2 defeat at Liverpool on Saturday. To be fair, 3-2 is not that bad. 2 goals against Liverpool, considering where Forest are, is not that bad. Brighton, of course, they didn't play on the weekend in the Premier League as they were in the FA Cup semi-finals at Wembley. And, of course, Brighton did lose on penalties to Manchester United. And, by the way, congratulations Manchester United and Manchester City on reaching the FA Cup final. But, Brighton, their last league game, a big win against Chelsea it was at Stamford Bridge. Forest, like I said, they did lose against Liverpool, and it's another tough game for them. For me, I can't see anything but a Brighton win. I know Brighton will be disappointed that they haven't reached the FA Cup final, but to be fair to Brighton, semi-finals for them is quite good. So yeah, my prediction for this game is Nottingham Forest 0, Brighton 3. I'm going to go with a 3-0 away win for Brighton. Okay then, and the next game is a bit of a West London derby, and it is Chelsea against Brentford. Now, Brentford with a 1-1 draw on Saturday against Aston Villa. Ivan Toney, the bet man, on the score sheet for the Bees. And to be fair, for Brentford, considering they have dropped off a bit recently, a draw against Villa is a really good result. If there is any Brentford fans who are watching this video who are at that game, how did you play? I know I watched a bit of the game, but to be honest, I thought the game got really boring. I'm not going to lie. But like I said, a draw against Villa, who are doing really well at the moment, is very, very good. Chelsea, of course, they didn't play. Chelsea were meant to play Manchester United on Saturday because that game didn't happen as Man United win the FA Cup. But Chelsea, their last game was the loss against Brighton at Stamford Bridge. And today it actually has been confirmed that Reece James is out of the season. I think Reece James is out for the season. I think Mason Mount is out for the season as well. So 2 big injuries there for Chelsea. But for me, I think this Brentford, are they capable of winning at Stamford Bridge? I think they could be, Brentford, I'm not going to lie. I think Brentford are capable of winning, but their form recently hasn't been that great. Neither is Chelsea's, to be fair. So, to be honest, we can go either way. Chelsea can win this, Brentford can win this, it could be a draw. So, for me, I'm going to sit on the fence, go with a draw, and I'm going to go Chelsea 1, Brentford 1. I originally said 2-1 Chelsea, but I've changed to 1-1. Okay then, and the next game is West Ham versus Liverpool at the London Stadium. Now, of course, West Ham, what a week it was for them last week, reaching the Europa Conference League semi-finals after beating and battering Ghent 4-1 at the London Stadium, and a massive 4-0 win on Sunday at the Vitality Stadium against Bournemouth. And sorry about that. But yeah, West Ham, good week for them. And you never know. Well, if they're West Ham fans, how are you feeling coming into the game? Are you a bit? You never know. Maybe we could get a draw out of this. Maybe we could win. You never know. But Liverpool have been doing really well as well. They're starting to get wins now, which is good for them if they're somehow going to try get into the top 4, which I don't think is going to happen. But yeah, they'll probably maybe finish 6th or 5th-ish. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be tough for West Ham. Liverpool, doing well recently. How many games have they won in a row? Let me just check. Liverpool. It's going to be tough for West Ham. Liverpool are unbeaten in 4, which isn't that bad. 0-0 draw against Chelsea. Yeah, wasn't that great. 2-2 draw against Arsenal. To be fair, Liverpool played alright. Battering Leeds 6-1. Good result there. And of course, then the win against Forest. And Liverpool will probably want to win this game because of course they do have us on Sunday, which is a bit of a big game. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, for me, prediction, I think Liverpool will win this one. My prediction is West Ham 1, Liverpool 3. I'm going to go 3-1 to Liverpool. Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the next game. And this game needs no introduction. It is the game that could decide the Premier League title. It is Manchester City against Arsenal. Whoever wins this game could maybe go on to win the Premier League title. Can Arsenal win their first title? I think since the Invincibles, and I think actually on this day, was that their last title, the Invincibles? I'm not sure actually. Let me Google it quickly. When was the last time Arsenal won the Premier League? Was it the Invincibles season? Yeah, it was the Invincibles. And so basically, guys, if you don't know who the Invincibles are, basically, it was Arsenal pretty much. Arsenal, managed by Arsene Wenger. You know, they had the likes of, Thierry Henry in their team and everything. And they went the whole season unbeaten. No, they lost 0 games. And I think Arsenal, the first and only team to go a season unbeaten. No one has ever done that before in the Premier League. And Arsenal won the league. Their invincible team won the league on this day against that team right there. Yep, they won the league at White Hart Lane. Depressing. But yeah, anyway, Arsenal though, it's going to be really tough for them. Manchester City, probably the best team. Man City, probably alongside with Napoli, are probably the best team in Europe right now. And maybe could you say along with Real Madrid? I'm not sure. But yeah, like I said, Man City are probably one of the best teams in Europe right now. They are absolutely flying. They've just been doing brilliant. They're getting big results, and mate. So Man City plays Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Everyone thought, it's going to be a close game. Maybe this could happen, or could this happen? City were like, you know what? Shut up. Literally, they absolutely battered Bayern Munich. They got the job done in the first leg at the Etihad. And Arsenal, though, this is a game they can't afford to slip up. Arsenal have slipped up recently, drawing to Liverpool, drawing to West Ham, drawing to Southampton. To be fair, Liverpool, is it, I don't know. Well, people, of course, all the pundits were saying, is it points dropped? Is it points gained? But the last 2 games, West Ham and Southampton, 100% Arsenal 2 points dropped. Against West Ham, Arsenal were 2-0 up inside 11 minutes. They were in cruise control and they did a Tottenham and they bottled it. And Southampton, what happened? To be fair, you know what? Honestly, fair play Southampton. Of course, we'll speak about Southampton in a minute. But fair play Southampton. 3-3 draw against the side top of the Premier League. Fair play. But Arsenal, they can't afford any more slip-ups. They cannot afford to slip up this game. Arsenal have to win this game. They have to win. They can't. Neither team City can't afford a draw. They want to win this league. They want to do the treble. They want to win the Champions League, the Prem, and the FA Cup. Of course, the Carabao Cup was already won by Manchester United back in February. City want to do the treble. Arsenal, their last trophy was the Community Shield in the 2020-2021 season. They haven't won the trophy in a long time. They haven't won the Premier League since 2004. I think, is it 2004? I'm not sure. I think that Arsenal haven't won the Premier League since 2004. And to be honest, no one was expecting Arsenal to do this well this season. They've surprised everyone. But for me, it's going to be an incredible game. Probably up there as game of the season. For me, I think someone will collect 3 points. And I'm telling you now, my prediction for this title deciding game is Manchester City 3, Arsenal 1. I think it's going to be 3-1 to City, and maybe could my prediction come true? You never know. Can City go on to win the Prem? Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, the next game, Everton against Newcastle. Newcastle, you know what? Fair play. Honestly, Newcastle absolutely battered us. To be 5-0 up in 20 minutes, that is some achievement. And to be fair, Newcastle just played absolutely fantastic. And Everton, they must be thinking 6-1. I wonder how, if there is any Everton fans watching this video, how do you think you're actually going to play? How do you think you're going to play against how do you think you're going to play on Thursday? For me, I can't see anything but a Newcastle win. Everton, they're down there. They got a decent draw against Palace. A draw against Palace is all right, considering Palace done quite well recently. But for me, Newcastle, they're going to win. My prediction, Everton 0, Newcastle 4, 4-0 Newcastle. Okay, then and the next game is a big game down in the bottom, and it is Southampton against Bournemouth. Big game, I'm not going to lie. Southampton, like I just said a few minutes ago, what a fantastic result against Arsenal on Friday night. 3-1 up with 9 minutes to go. Everyone thought, can Southampton actually hold on and win? Because they did the Spurs and bottled it. But to be fair, a draw. Do you know, Southampton felt a draw against Arsenal for Southampton feels like a win. That is a massive point. Massive point. And if Southampton played how they did against Arsenal, they could beat Bournemouth. Bournemouth, with a win against Tottenham 2 weeks ago. They were feeling a bit confident going into that West Ham game. And West Ham absolutely slapped them 4-0. 4-0, but yeah. But Bournemouth, for me, I think a few more wins for them, I think they're safe. A few more wins for Bournemouth, I think they are safe. But for me, this really could go either way. Southampton could win this, Bournemouth could win this, but for me, I think it's going to be a sneaky 2-1 win for Bournemouth. So my prediction, Southampton 1, Bournemouth 2. 2-1 Bournemouth. Okay then, and the final game, it is Tottenham against Manchester United. And honestly, that game on Sunday was nothing but embarrassing. Nothing but embarrassing. I felt so embarrassed watching that game. I felt so embarrassed yesterday. All I had in my ear was 6-1 and 5-0 after 20 minutes. That's all I had in my ear yesterday, and a bit today as well. And a little bit today. But honestly, that performance against Newcastle was nothing but disgusting. It was nothing but disgusting to watch. Nothing but disgusting to watch. To be 5-0 down in 20 minutes is nothing but a shambles. Nothing but a shambles. It's embarrassing. And of course we have actually sacked Christian Stellini. But to be fair, it's not his fault. It's the players. It's the players' fault. They can't be asked. They don't care. They honestly, it looks like, you know what? I don't really care anymore. I give up. You can't have that attitude. But to be fair, ever since Conte got sacked, I was like, okay, we sacked Conte and pretty much kept everyone else bar Conte. This doesn't make sense. It's literally the same football. It's the same. Literally, Christian Stellini's football, it's a cardboard cutout. It's the exact same. The exact same. But yeah, anyway, Manchester United, of course, they won against Brighton in the FA Cup. To be honest, that semi-final was a little bit boring, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, obviously, Man United, their last Premier League game was the win against Forest. And for me, I thought United played very well in that game. Forest didn't really look that good, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, for me, of course, Ryan Mason is now in charge to the end of the season. Can he somehow use his powers, use his magic and his tactics to somehow get us back to maybe fighting for top 4? But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. My prediction is Spurs 1, Manchester United 3. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash like, subscribe. See you next time.